step is to create the questionnaire. And there's no questionnaire creation tool in Apromore, so we're going to use the desktop questionnaire designer, which is downloadable from processconfiguration.com, part of the Synergia suite. Launch that. And we want to create a new QML diagram. Give it a name. Take payment. And what we're going to do is going to create a questionnaire with 2 questions. Now we had 2 pairs of variation points, and the first one was which kinds of payment we had, whether we had FPOS, credit cards, or cash. And the second pair of variation points was whether we had Cashbox and could give people change. So those would be our 2 questions. Now let me go and the green boxes in this create questions. And my first question is, what forms of payment are supported? And I've got 3 possible answers to that. Which are cash, and link the question to its allowed answers. Let's see the attachment here. And then I can arrange them so they're tidy. So question 1 has 3 answers: what kind of payment supported, cash, credit card, and printer or FPOS facilities. And the second question, is there a cash box available? Change. And 2 answers there. Yes and no. That goes up. And tidy them up. Okay, so very simple questionnaire. The questionnaire designer can do more complicated things like have questions that have to happen in a certain order, but we're just doing the simplest possible case right now. Now, the one extra thing you need to do is click on the background, so we're selecting the questionnaire title, and you have to enter the constraints. Now, this is a tricky bit. Our constraints here for question 1 is that when this question is answered, at least one of these forms of payment have to be supported for the model to make any sense. There's got to be some way to provide payment. So that means that fact 1, that cash is available, and fact 2, that credit card is available, and fact 3, that FPOS is available. They're an inclusive OR. So let me just express that in language. So either F1 is true, or F2 is true, or F3 is true. And a cache box being available, yes or no, well, one of those has to be true. So, in the notation, that's XOR F4, F5. Now, unfortunately, you just have to enter this as a logical expression. There's no particularly nice graphical editor for this. It's a bit primitive. But with those constraints set, that should be a valid questionnaire. So let me just save that. And we should be good. Because the questionnaire designer is not integrated into Apromore, I'm going to have to take the questionnaire, the QML file that we just created, and manually move it into Apromore's file store. Now I'm using a locally running copy of Apromore, so when I configured Apromore and set up my site properties, one of the properties is this file store.dir. And you can see in my case it's a directory called repo Apromore file store. That's where all the CMAP files, all the QML files need to go in order for Apromore to get at them. So let me go into my file manager, and the questionnaire designer dropped take-payment.qml into my home directory. And if I navigate down into the repo Apromore file store directory, you can see I've already got some other CMAP and QML files there. I'll just copy this across here. And now my local version of Apromore will be able to find that questionnaire. If you weren't working on a local copy, if you're working across the web, you'd have to use a web dev client to upload your questionnaire into the remote version of Apromore.